Hey guys, hello from Tam Cốc, Bích Động in Vietnam. Very colorfully named place and really strongly imprinted on the tourist circuit these days in Vietnam. Let's have a look around and let's talk about it a bit. And I'll tell you about my past experiences 12 years ago and experiences currently. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's go. During my first trip to Vietnam, way back in 2012, I took this magical mystery boat trip along a river, through a cave, to a peaceful hidden paradise. There and back again. Well, this place has sure changed a lot since I was here 12 or 13 years ago for the first time. This actually looks quite similar to how it did look, but there are way more people. And the overall area around here is like way more built up. Tons of big hotels being built as you come into this little town. This looks like something I remember from the past. There were a bunch of low-rise buildings like this around the edges of this little lake when I first came here, but now there's just like a whole bunch more buildings and a lot of bigger ones as well. This is where people do the famous boat ride through the cave, which comes out into a beautiful valley on the other side. When I did it, there were actually no tourists here at all. I came late in the afternoon. I was the only person on a boat, just me, and paid about, I think, $3 or something for a boatman to take me under the cave. And it was really amazing. But yeah, I came into Ninh Binh last night, which is a town 6 kilometers from here, where there's a train station, and got a cheap room. Well, the train station's not in the same place anymore. They've moved it 1 kilometer south of where it used to be. The old train station building's been demolished. And tons and tons of hotels in the town. Everything's completely unrecognizable, almost anyway. It's amazing, and the hotel owner told me the place has changed a lot, but I couldn't have prepared myself for how much it's changed, you know. Really, it's incredible. When I first came here, I remember renting a motorbike, driving up the main highway a few kilometers, turning left, and driving on a little country road. This is craziness. Driving down a little country road with like picture perfect time warp old villages with nothing modern at all little old buildings. Absolutely incredible. I couldn't see anything like that anymore. Biking around for hours, motorbiking around for hours. Looks to be like a bunch of people from Hanoi have moved into the area, building all kinds of new buildings. And there are still old buildings, but they're just tucked in between new buildings. It completely changes the feeling of the place. But yeah, also tons of new roads. Trucks everywhere. So when you're motorbiking around, you're all the time like among all these big trucks coming up behind you and passing you from the opposite direction, honking their horns, and everywhere signs of development. Tons of tourists everywhere. But The hotel owner told me tourist numbers are down a lot at the moment from what they were pre-COVID. But even so, the numbers are incredible compared to what it was like about 12 or 13 years ago. Maybe when I came at that time I was lucky. I might have just caught it at a quiet time of the year. But yeah, I don't know. This is over touristing of a place, if you ask me. And what really attracted me to the place back in the day was it was the way that you could go through the untouched villages with little bridges and little cottages and so on. Everything old, with the beautiful landscape, the rice fields and the karst rock outcrops all around. And this lake area was actually the only place that came across as being quite touristy, but it was nothing compared to what it is now. Not even 10%. Be careful there. Don't want to get run down there, get into a car accident. It's good to have the airbags to protect you in your car if you do have a car accident, head-on collision or whatever. And around here it could happen. It's pretty crazy on the roads. Lots of these trucks everywhere, tons and tons of them. Very easy to have an accident, and almost got run off the road a couple times by aggressive drivers, actually. Would I not recommend this place these days? Hard to say, really. It's still achingly beautiful. So as far as the actual, I'm gonna get off the main drag here, head down a quiet side street. But as far as the actual landscape goes, have to definitely recommend that. It's still incredible. But yeah, as far as like the beautiful little villages go, I think it's all lost now. They've overdeveloped that side of it, so you're not going to find these lovely quiet little villages anymore with rice fields and big rocky outcrops. So they call this place Halong Bay on the rice paddies because it looks like Halong Bay but without the sea. Instead of the sea, the rocky outcrops are surrounded by rice paddies. Well, I'm back in Ninh Binh, where the train station is, 6 kilometers from Tam Cốc, or Bích Động, or whatever it's called. But I feel like I've escaped the madness, you know? All the tourists over there at Tam Cốc, that was amazing. It's like completely different experience from 12 or 13 years ago when I was last there. Still worthwhile, and yeah, the nature's amazing, but the kind of village style is completely changed. But I want to show you guys this cool place though, right in the center of Ninh Binh. It's a really cool place I found. Let's have a look. So these days most of the tourists take a Grab, taxi or something like that to get straight over to Tam Cốc, and they stay over there. But back in the day, for me at least, and I think a lot of other people, it was more convenient to stay near the train station in Ninh Binh. So here I am back in Ninh Binh today, and there's this little island that I'm on right now in the middle of a lake, right smack dab in the center of the city. Well, I guess you'd call it a town really, but it's a really nice place. This is a good example of how you can make something kind of new, but in the old style. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, you see on the side of the lake over there, there's some old looking buildings. They're actually copies, they're not originals, but there are a few original old buildings further down along the side behind these ones. So obviously it was a real kind of old town center. Maybe it was seriously damaged in the war, I'm not sure about that. So, and they've got this tower and another one on a smaller islet over there. Really nice, and a fantastic coffee shop, very reasonably priced. Let's have a wander around the side here. It's a gorgeous little island, and almost all local people hanging out here. Lots and lots of young local people, lots of pretty things, so that's pretty cool. It's got a good vibe. So over on this side of the little island, there are a few more cool looking old style buildings. Little pond there. Nice traditional music piped through. Some speakers tastefully hidden away in the foliage. Little shrine here. But we can actually climb up some stairs. There are two stairways to the top of this huge natural rock formation. It's like a smaller version of the ones at Tam Cốc, just outside of the town here, covered in jungle. We can climb up to the top there. Let's go up there now and have a look. You can go up this way, but there are two ways. Both ways are worth checking. I'll show you the view from the top. Actually, I'll save the walk up for you guys when you're here. You can check it yourselves. It's definitely worth it. Coming up to the top, and there's this wonderful little shrine here. So sweet. What a lovely spot. There's a colony of dragonflies that call this place home as well. So guys, has Ninh Binh, Tam Cốc, what's the other name they call it? Kind of sounds obscene, I forgot. But has this area become over touristed? Is it ruined? It's up to you to find out. I think it's still worth definitely checking out. The natural aspects are absolutely fantastic, but it's crowded now. And they say it's not as crowded as it was pre-COVID. So it's probably gonna get busier again than it is already. For me, it's a little bit much, but would I recommend it? Well, if you're coming through this way, yeah, it's good to stop in here and break up your trip if you're going north-south or south-north. Stop in for a day or two. Why not? Sure. But anyway, that's it for this episode, guys. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe and like and hit that bell button. Leave us a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you're feeling generous, hit that buy me a coffee link. I'd love it. Keeps me on the road to make more content like this for you guys, because we're keeping it real here, giving you the real deal, the real information. See you in the next one, and don't be late. Let's have a look at what 15 American dollars can get you in Ninh Binh, Vietnam. It's a clean, tidy room, very nice bathroom. What's not to like?